Ooh, look what I got today. I wonder what's in this box. Okay, so what I got in this box today was my CPU fan. So the one that I have in there now is the stock version, and it's time for it to go. It's doing a whole lot more work, and the CPU is running hotter, and right now it just can't keep up. So I can hear it, you know, spinning like a jet engine. You would swear there's a 747 in this room when that thing starts spinning. So in this box, I have a brand new CPU fan. I read a couple reviews on it. I saw a couple reviews on it too, a couple of video reviews on it. And it seems like it's one of the best ones out there. So let me take it out of the box and you'll see what it looks like. Okay, got my blade ready to dive into this box. See what's inside. Come on. Ooh, look what we have. Noctua, I think I pronounced that right. Noctua. Model NH-U9S. I know it ain't one of those fancy ones out there. There's more expensive ones, but this is just what I need to do the trick. Oh, and we can't forget the terminal compound. Let's get that out of the way and get this thing out the box. In the box, I got the terminal compound. I got all the necessary mounting accessory. All right, here we go. Nice little, I guess, brownish beige color. Kind of break up the monopoly of the black. You know, a lot of CPU fans are black, but now they're trying to add a little color to them. Nice. Now, let's bring the computer up here on the desk so we can start working. You ready? Let's go. So now that we got the computer disconnected and we got the sides off, I went ahead and spare you all that boring stuff so we can get to the meat of the matter. So I need to remove the old CPU fan before I start putting the new ones on. So I'm going to flip this thing over. Hopefully I have enough room. And there we go. Perfect. Alright, so I changed angles on my recording so you can see what's going on while I disassemble this CPU fan here and put the new one up. And if you just look at this compared to that one down there, you can see there's a big difference. Because this fan like here, like I said, is speed control, but it runs at a very high speed. Because when I'm running Photoshop or Final Cut or even streaming a video online, you can hear it racing up. So that's why I need to change it out. So I'm going to go ahead and unscrew the edges right here, the latches I should say. Go to unhook the power supply. Alright, now that we got the power supply out of the way, we'll just pop this out. And there it is. Big difference. I mean, size wise, but I know performance wise, I'm going to get a bit of more cooling. So like I said, this is the old one. It came with the CPU when I bought it. I just never got another fan to replace it with, because initially when I was doing the system it wasn't working right, so it would sit on the side, so I didn't want to invest any more money into it if it wasn't going to work. But now that it's working, we need to beef it up. Okay, so what we need to do first is put on the back plate. Get that out of the way. Alright, now that I flipped over the case so you can see the other side of the motherboard. I'm going to show you that you just need to slide this into place, line it up with the holes, and bam. As you can see, you can't really put it wrong because the screws cut out match the screws for the CPU slot. So all I have to do is just line it up, and like I said, it's in. So now I can flip this back over and hold the plate in place while I'm flipping it so it doesn't fall out. And now that I can see it in there, you see those things sticking up like that, but that's the plate. I just need it in there so I can start working with it now. I'm going to go ahead and open this up, get my terminal compound. It comes like this, but you know, you can't squeeze it out. You have to take that little cap off. Like that. Then you squeeze a little dab in there. You don't have to overdo it, you know, just enough to create a good seal. Now I'm going to try to see if I can put it this way so it matches the vents up top. Hopefully it can pull in air from the top, pull it that way, and you know, cool the system while it's cooling the CPU at the same time. Okay, so now we're putting on these brackets. They're the next step. So once I put the risers on it, I'm going to need these screws right here to make the attachment. But let me get this out of the way so it doesn't fall. When you work inside a computer, they usually recommend that you use a static ban or something to kill the discharge, because you can zap the computer. But I've been working with these electronic things for years, and I pretty much know what to do to keep myself from not zapping the computer circuits. Even though it's in the winter time now, and you know, static electricity increase during this time of the year. Alright, so we're going to tighten it up a little bit with our included screwdriver. You just want to give it a nudge. Don't try to over tighten it. You don't want to damage the board by making the screws cause a damage to the board. Just a nudge. Just a light pressure nudge. There we go. Now that's in place. Unfortunately, while I was doing that, I rubbed off some of the compound on my finger, so I'm putting some back, reapplying some more. Make sure you watch your hands. You don't want to put your fingers in your eyes or eat something with this stuff on your hand. You know, I'm not sure what it will do, but I'm not going to try it. So I advise you to wash your hands before you proceed. If you notice on this side, we have a groove to reach this hole down here, so when we mount it down there, it'll fit. But on this side, we can't do the same because the fan is in the way. So what I noticed is, and it's probably in the instructions, I realized you can take this off by popping the springs. Make sure you don't lose them. So basically, you're just removing the fan out the picture so you can get to this one on this side. Now I can get to this and this. So now the fan is ready to be mounted. Okay, so now I can put this back on the same way it came off. And since I have enough room on top, I'm glad I actually went for this side to put it on instead of the other side. Make sure I got this thing snapped in here. Bring it all the way back, snap it into the groove. All the way back, snap it into that groove. And now, it's that easy. That's how you get the fan mounted. And then I'm going to wire this back into the CPU case. Oh, there's grooves on the socket, so you can figure out which way to put it the right way, because on the male side of this female side, there's grooves to match up. So there you go. That's how you mount a CPU heatsink and fan. Pretty simple. So now that I got the system put back together, I'm getting ready to reconnect all the cables and wires and all that good stuff and turn it back on and see how this fan produce compared to the old one. I already know it's going to be 100 times better, but I want to see if it's going to make that same loud noise as the old one did, you know, that spinning like a jet engine noise. But one thing I want to note is this system is going to go through a full overhaul the first part of next year. That's my plan. But I need to get the CPU fan now because I can tell the system was struggling and the CPU was working hard and it wasn't being cooled like it should be. Honestly, I'm surprised Intel sell those cheap heatsink and fan for a CPU that they built knowing that it runs hot. You figure they'll sell you a good decent CPU fan and heatsink just like the third-party manufacturers. But it's a good thing because the third-party manufacturers make money off us. And I personally think they will probably build a better fan because they're into doing this compared to Intel that built CPU. Once this system goes through the overhaul for next year, I can take this fan and move it over to the new board because it's going to be new board, probably new RAM, new CPU, and whatever else needs to be swapped out. I'm just going to beef it up, take it up to the next level next year. Okay, so far the new fan is working great. It's pretty quiet. I really don't hear it as much as I used to hear that one. I'm hearing the system fans, but you know, that's something can't get rid of right now. But it's not as loud. Now, I haven't started doing anything heavy yet, but I can tell there's a difference. Anyway, I want to thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate your time. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to leave comments if you have any questions or anything. Okay, so there's only 3 ways you can miss the next video that's coming up next. If you don't subscribe, so hit the red button right now while you're thinking about it. If you drink and drive, so don't do it. And if you text and drive, don't do that either, because I want you to see that next video. Alright? Okay, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.